So, you two, you put up bears.
We try to.
Welcome to Bärenpark. Bärenpark, which is German for place full of bears that everybody who goes to will massively enjoy, is a game about ranging bears to score yourself as many points as possible. And the two most reliable ways, the two most reliable ways to score points from the ranging bears are: one, just, I wish there'd been an insert. One, just have a lot of bears to score your points. Two, range some of those bears in very particular bear formations, or if you can't do it with the bears, do it with some of the other structures in your park instead. This is a game where everybody comes away a winner, because although only one person can get the highest score, everybody will end the game with a park full of bears. You and your bear collecting rivals start with nothing. I mean, your lives are empty. You will have nothing more than a bare patch of land, and depending on where you are in the turn order, a single tile that you can place somewhere upon this, a single piece of a park. Know that wherever you place this first piece, all subsequent park pieces must touch it. Also, know that whenever you cover up a symbol here, whatever the symbol is that you cover up corresponds to something on this main board that is then your next piece that you will place next turn. And these are things like bear enclosures and bear pits and bear places and playgrounds and streets of shops and water features and toilets. So many toilets. This game has more toilets than any other game that Shut Up and Sit Down has ever reviewed, I think. It is, if nothing else, the toilet champion of 2017 and also all time. So that's nice. And that's it, really. Actually, that's basically that's Bärenpark just described there. So great. Have you done in record time? Time to go back to looking at pictures of castles on my laptop. Thanks. Oh, and obviously you take turns, doing the place and draw pieces. You go around. That probably is obvious to you. What? This really is basically the game. This very simple conceit, and that's what I like about Bärenpark so much, is that you can explain the idea of the game in about 30 seconds and everybody immediately understands the dual puzzle of Tetris placement, of where are things going to go, and also the challenge of what am I going to pull next, and where's that going to go, and how's that going to determine what to pull next, and where's that going to go? This rolling momentum that you have right from the start of the game. Fine, all right, I'm going to tell you more. I'll tell you more. Though you begin with just one park tile, you can put together up to four of these to expand your park, which you will want to do, not least because just having more space lets you fit more bears in and score more points, but also because it is much easier to fit many of these awkwardly shaped or oversized enclosures if you have some breathing room. Now you grab another one of these by covering up one of the little construction crews. That allows you to take another one from the pool. The problem with that being, if you're covering up construction crews and just taking one of these, you're not taking anything else. So you're gaining land, but you don't have anything to actually put into it, which then leaves you empty-handed and in the embarrassing position of drawing a default playground or toilet instead. And listen to me. Come here. Listen to me. Did you get into the Bärenpark business to build toilets? No, you didn't. But I know what you're thinking. You're canny as a cougar. You're thinking, what if the next time I place something down, it covers multiple symbols, allowing me to draw more than one thing from the central pool? Yeah. Now you're thinking like a bear parker, because the more things you have in your reserve, the more options you have for what you can put down on each subsequent turn, and options with all of these mismatched, weirdly shaped enclosures trying to mesh themselves together. Options are what you need. So what are all of these different pieces? Well, some of them are just fluff. Some of them are filler. And I swear I am not being facetious when I say that if they don't have bears on them, they're not as good, because they're actually demonstrably not. If they have a number on them, these blatant numbers, then you probably guessed right, they are worth points if you can put them in your park. Some of these are unique pieces that there's only one of, unique enclosures that are gone when they're gone. Others are in ever decreasing piles of point value, so you want to be as quick as you can grabbing as many of those as you can as well. It's not nearly so exciting to just grab a toilet or a playground, but these do provide a very, very, very useful function, because if you can entirely fill out one of your park sections, which you'll almost certainly need these guys for, then you get to do something very special on the last space that will always be left. This reserved special construction space. What you're going to put down here is the next available bear statue. These bear statues are worth a lot of points, just as bear statues would be in real life. But like everything in the game, the first one is worth the most. If you're not yet excited about arranging bears, then you probably won't be by the end of this review. The appeal of Bärenpark comes not from any great depth, but from the many combinations, the possibilities, all the different things that can happen in the game, and the constant threat of other players. By being both so visual and so simple in how it plays, Bärenpark is a game where you can always understand everything that is happening everywhere all of the time. There's no hidden information, there's no tricks up people's sleeves or ways to twist the game around. There is only the constant race for all the different tiles in the middle. And the thing is, you cannot possibly win every race for every tile type, every piece against every player. You have to pick your sprints wisely and make educated guesses about what you think people are after versus what you most need yourself as well. Are you going to go for the next highest scoring panda tile? Because why not, frankly? Or do you think you're closest to finishing another section of your park and grabbing the next highest bear statue? Or are you on the verge of scoring one of the game's special criteria, of which there's a whole bunch that could be different from game to game, like having 3 polar bear enclosures, which I actually have and didn't realize, or building the longest water feature or something like that. This is what I love so much about Bärenpark and about so many of my other favourite tile lane games like Carcassonne and Suburbia. It's a game of constant re-evaluation, a game where you're always asking yourself questions every turn. Should I take this piece because it's an easy fit? Should I take this piece because I know when I put it down, it'll allow me to claim more than one next turn? Or should I just rush now for the highest scoring grizzly enclosure, even though it doesn't actually fit anywhere yet? And I love this because to me, ever-changing context is like an infinite ice cream buffet that stretches out to the horizon and glistens in the sun. And with so many different things to consider, it's very hard for one player to just break away to really dominate the game. It remains competitive right from the start until the very last tile is slid expertly into place. But Bärenpark is not quite as good as Patchwork. Patchwork is a game I reviewed about a year ago now. It's a written review. You can head over to shutupandsitdown.com and have a search for it. And it's just crisper. It's a bit tighter. And it might be because Bärenpark opens the experience up to more people. And the thing is, you might be okay with that. You might be okay with sacrificing a little bit of that tightness and precision for the fact that you can include more people in the experience. And I think they can exist together in parallel, that if you like one, you can enjoy the other. And there's no reason why you couldn't have both. But Patchwork's still the best. Bärenpark also features koalas, and I have a huge problem with this. What exactly is a koala? This is a game that has grizzlies, polars, pandas, but it forgoes sloth bears, spectacle bears, sun bears, to instead feature something that is categorically not a bear. I mean, what is this? Look at this picture. Is that even an animal? What kind of a creature is that? Oh, look at me, mate. I'm up my tree eating my eucalyptus. That's not an animal. That's just like a little shitty ball of lint. That's not a real thing that should exist in the world. Having like koalas in your park, which by the way I don't have any in this park because I'm not a twat. Having koalas in your park should be like negative points. Knowledge of koalas should be a crime. Thinking about koalas should be punishable. It should be a thought crime. Little bags. But this is not going to stop me from recommending Bärenpark, which I wholeheartedly do. This is not a game that's at all revolutionary really in anything that it does. It's not going to shake up the board gaming scene with its ideas. It's not a design that people are going to be thinking about for years to come and then trying to replicate. But it is cute, it's canny, it's charming, and it's approachable. And as well as being something that's going to go straight onto my shelf and probably be played quite a few times again, it's also going to become one of my gateway games, one of those games I use to tempt other people into the hobby, like dangling meat in front of a carnivore and saying, come on, eat up. That's how I treat my players. And you know what? They're all very hungry, all the time. Really hungry people. They come around, they're like, Paul, what can I put in my mouth? And I say to them, bears. Shut Up and Sit Down also recommends that you do not feed the bears. Bears are curious, intelligent wild animals with an excellent sense of smell who will smell you and your food up to a mile away and be very interested. If they come to directly or indirectly associate humans with food, that is a problem for everybody involved, and they will pass that association on to their offspring and other bears. Even a small black bear has enough power in a dismissive swipe to break bones or cause serious lacerations. Larger bears could bite through a bowling ball. If you are in bear country, make sure you understand what to do before you get out there, and really don't feed the bears. If you've enjoyed this bear video, please bear like and bear subscribe and visit our bear website at sharpandsitdown.com. If it loads a little slowly because it's under heavy traffic, and that can happen sometimes, please just bear with us.